Welcome to my first intro in the full race of explaining with Charlene, my current stand-in for me. I've realized my crafting videos have no theme. I mean, look at this one. 3 separate locations, too short in construction to be 3 videos, but not related enough to form a work cohesive title. So I'm breaking up this crafting video into 3 videos? 2? It's a working plan. I present you first with the only properly themed part, Toronto's Coven. A costume making process for their appearance and Vlog a Magician. 1 of 3 minis in current production. The next crafting vids will follow Frog Boy, East being fun. Now back to your regularly scheduled disordered chaos. This is going to be the witch one that Patanus steals. After roughing up the edges of an ice cream bar stick I halved, I braid sewing thread in the rainbow magic colors, coordinating with a wielder's signature. This first wand is plant and earth. I stained the wood with watered marker. The second wand is more life magic than plant, but the pink wasn't going on as easy as the green, so I colored it straight from the marker. Toronto's Coven consists of Toronto, his mom Abilene, Candace, and Lizzie, the one with the missing wand. And this is Stacy. Her head came off because I had to fix her hair. Her outfit is going to stay the same because she's rich and annoying. Abilene is going to be themed after mushrooms. And then Candace, Lizzie are just general plants and stuff. I used this pattern that I used to make a shirt for Kristoff. It's based off of Trace's dress, which I forgot would definitely not fit all these dolls. So one of these is going to be a shirt, and then these are going to be sleeves, and then this is going to be for like this one with the tiny torso. This fabric has both orange and green, so earth and plant magic for Candace, whose wand is going to be that one. See, this will be a puff sleeve, like a mushroom. And then her wand is going to have a mushroom on the top. And this stick part will be like wobble wobbly. Abilene's hat will be like an ink cap mushroom. Toronto's will just be boring because he's not differentiated yet. He doesn't know what his magic signature is. Then you people will just have, I guess, whatever. And then this one, I don't know. Stacy's like, I guess, the newest member probably. So she probably won't be that into everything else that they're doing. Or maybe she will. Maybe she'll be overly into like the Coven's theming, whereas everyone else has their own style. Because she's like, I'm trying to be like you people. I'm a witch like you. Don't nobody question my background. My suspicious background. No, I'm not the villain here. No, that's Abilene. She's the brute one. Not me. I'm just headless. Be gone with you. Don't want you headless. First up is Abilene's shirt. I watered down the paint far too much so it spread evenly on the fabric. Painted the cardboard paper vine green for the lawns. Here's the mushroom top cut. The colors blended nicely except the dark patches on the back. Candace's top I gathered the neck. We'll do the hem after I sew a line for the sleeves. A close-up of the dried wand before I glue on decorations. I've shown this clip before when making Moneybeard's pants in the first video of this project trio, but here's a second clip of how bad the different tensions look in my reluctant testing. Should have just spoken out loud. Voiceover me can't be bothered to decipher this clip. 6 and hit out the winning number. Moving on. Lining the zigzag with the actual edge of the fabric was tricky, but I managed to hem it regardless. Nice flat bottom thread on the straight stitch. Now to gather Lizzie's sleeves. I filmed up to Toronto's arrival, which means it's time to make a witch hat. The only black I have is stretchy leggings. Since he's young, black will be the standard with no adornments. Older witches have found their niches, so their style reflects their refined skills. This circle is as wide as the triangle, so 5 cm by 2.5. Brim is 3 cm. It was too big, so the stretching to pin it down resulted in the back stitch gathering it. Blackness is an abyss on camera, so this won't show up in the film. Took 2 nights to finish that scene, so by Monday it was time for the witches to finally be clothed. I've again ditched alerting the machine. Hand sew the sleeves on the Lizzie's shirt. I never planned pants for her, apparently. Did that the next day and then forgot to film it. So Tuesday, I made this skirt, and then connected this shirt. Now the sleeves are tricky because I sewed this down, but I can't get the hand through the sleeve. This tiny hole. So maybe I'll just won't have sleeves on this. Instead, I shall go and do the wands. Now I was thinking this was Applebee's, but she is death magic and black magic, shadow magic, and not life magic, because that would make her seem too good. So this is now Stacy's, because she is apparently just pink, so this matches. Now that all the witches have their wands, Toronto's back from filming I did before a 2-week distraction. More hats! Starting with Stacy. Behead they! Got the pink thread. Ignore those beads. Those are for Abilene's ink cap and mushroom hat. Also, her wand needs painting. Switched out the child hat for the adult hat. Same brim with an extra centimeter of width. The hat's too big. Did she find it in a dumpster? Accidentally switched the long. See, Lizzie's is supposed to be pink like her skirt, and Candace's is orange like her skirt. Now to make a green hat with flowers. I found a feather in front of the garage today, along with these other feathers from my childhood collection. Makes 5 feathers. For the there's only 4 out though. Well, Omni said there was 4 cardinal directions, but now they're elements. This feathers will be for Candace because she's the one with this flower is for Candace. She's for the plants. This is the life one, and life means animals, so therefore Lizzie is the one with the feathers because she's the one with the birds. Yesterday I brought over the pink fabric. I think I'll just take this blank hat and put it with Lizzie. Disembodied head. This pink version is exactly the same, so it's still too big, so I made a chain. At this point I gave up on hat creativity, so the winter white hat is differentiated by the flower and the ribbon. Actually, I changed that ribbon to be Lizzie's with all the feathers. The ribbon had to be pushed down so far on her head to keep it on, so it looks more like a floppy sun hat than a witch hat. 4 witchy peaks down, just Abilene's tricky ink cap left. I finally finished filming Enchanted Pumpkin, which means I can take Christopher wardrobe editions so he can read the tornado books. Snatch Luca's shoes again. To the Coven! Setting aside the boy, I can return Toronto's shoes. I just had a thought to venture on a Winter Clown side quest. Move that Coven! I started filming Enchanted Pumpkin, I think 2 weeks ago, but it feels like longer. In between the 2 Fridays, I was into making terrible Minecraft videos. Continuous motion with 8 dolls becomes tedious real fast. Then the adults kept falling over once they joined the dance party. I've had the first part waiting to be animated since the 13th, but forgot that was an option. Doing that today excited me enough to finish filming without the need for YouTube distractions. If I just rotated tasks in spurts instead of all or nothing, I'd be much happier and productive. Now the table's barren and the witches can wait another amount of time for Kristoff's side quest to complete. This video still isn't over yet. I'm just here to finish this so I can have a break from Tornado Trilogy. I've been trapped in this land of rainbows for only a week, but the many hours it takes to animate continuous motion makes it feel like forever. I don't have the capacity for the creativity required to make the music video section. Give up after drawing these. Alright, Abileen's hat. I'm painting it black at the base and I'm bringing it upwards. Not sure what I'm doing for the peeling flakes and bumps yet. I only just decided on using this sleeve like started last week. It's potentially too conical, so I'm thinking of undoing the side and spreading the bottom over a cord. When I watered down the gray to smooth it out, I missed the fold. Now there's a line. Gotta paint Abileen's wand black. Dyeing the lace. Second painting of the hat, falsely thinking I can erase the fold line. I made a cardboard brim with a 5cm hat. The center doesn't quite fit Abileen's head. Made a bigger circle with an 8cm hat. It's too large. What kind of bulbous head would even fit such a hat? The hat's gained 2 black spots, and the gradient looks more splotchy than before. At least the fold line is less apparent. The lace will cover it up. Better a gray hat the camera can see than a black abyss. 6 centimeters. I should have stopped there for the brim. Made a black lugging lining for the hat to place the paperboard in. These beads represent the dripping ink. Extended the length of the hat so the lining could fit. I might have pulled the pins out too early and shifted the fabric because there's extra. Just tuck that corner in. Man, this is too stretchy. I had to fold over one of the sections on the paperwood to get a cone angle. It's not fanning out like a brim, and the hat's too tall and floppy to hold a sloped form. Abileen's hat is done. Now to quickly slap a mushroom on her wand. It looks more warty than inky. Good enough mushroom punctuation for her wand. I brought out the forest again to feign some professionalism for this outro. All the witches are lined up, all finished. Her wand still needs to dry the clay. Is this the first time? All finished. Is this the first time I'm realizing that I've switched avatars and species since the start? Focus. And I have new presets. I made them last Thursday instead of filming. I stopped filming to make these and then I didn't film until 2 days later. Anyway, time to chuck this onto the interwebs. Today, the 29th. So that I can hope to finish the Tornado Trilogy or something the next day. Goodbye! This outro is way too long.
And I have a wand!
Ew!